Your neighbor's ox wanders into your field and eats your hay. Now imagine your neighbor steals that same hay. Same loss, same value. Plato says only one deserves punishment. Why? Because for the late Plato, punishment isn't about getting even. It's about fixing a soul. Welcome to the second best city. To understand this, meet the older Plato. The Republic dreamed of philosopher-kings, wise rulers ascending to perfect forms. By the time Plato writes the Laws, that dream is dead. He's around 80. He has watched real cities fail. He accepts that even with brilliant laws, people will break them. The Laws is his second draft of political hope. Not the perfect city, but the best a flawed humanity can build. To see how, we have to understand his theory of punishment. Athenian justice was retributive. Punishment repaid harm with harm, steal, suffer, strike, be struck. Plato rejects this entirely. His radical claim, all genuine punishment is educative. People transgress because they don't truly know better. A corrupted soul has misjudged what's good. Punishment, then, isn't revenge. It's pedagogy, a tool to reshape the soul. Or, when that fails, to teach everyone watching. The Greek term matters here. Retributive justice looks backward at the harm done. Educative justice looks forward at the soul to be reformed. Plato is shifting the entire purpose of the courtroom from balancing scales to healing minds. Plato sorts offenders into two tracks. Track 1, the reclaimable. Most criminals can be cured. They receive calibrated correction, fines, whipping, imprisonment, designed to restore moral comprehension. Pain teaches. The soul recovers. They return to the city. Track 2, the irredeemable. Some crimes, treason, parricide, deep impiety, reveal a soul beyond repair. These offenders are executed. But notice the logic. They aren't killed to balance their wrongs. They're killed to teach the watching public what monstrous souls look like and what the city refuses to tolerate. The execution is a lesson aimed at everyone else. Even the ultimate penalty serves the educative function. Now the ox returns. When your neighbor's ox eats your hay, no soul is corrupted. There's no malice, no intention, no moral disease, just an animal, an accident, a tort. A tort is a civil wrong without ill will. Plato's response, simple compensation. Replace the hay, done. But theft is different. The thief chose. His soul preferred another's property over justice. That choice exposes corruption. So theft demands repayment plus punishment. The pedagogical machinery activates. Same loss, different diagnosis, different cure. But laws and punishments need a foundation, a reason to be obeyed. For Plato, that foundation is theology. Here's the crisis he's diagnosing. Ionian materialists like Democritus had explained nature as atoms colliding in empty void, no gods, no purpose. This demythologized the cosmos and demoralized politics. Sophists rushed in, teaching that law is merely power dressed up as principle. Lying poets filled temples with bribable, jealous gods. Plato's response in Book 10 of the Laws is breathtaking. He invents theology, not poetry, not myth, but a rigorous discipline reasoning systematically about divinity, on the same rational ground the materialists claimed. Plato's central argument is the argument from design. Look up. The sun rises on schedule. The moon cycles predictably. The stars wheel in fixed patterns, century after century. This is not random. Order this precise, this coherent, demands an ordering mind, what Plato calls a divine logos. Logos means rational principle, structured intelligence. Atoms cannot organize themselves into Ptolemaic clockwork. Chance does not produce calendars. Therefore, a designing mind exists. Notice what Plato is doing. He's not appealing to Homer or tradition. He's competing with Democritus on the materialist's own terrain, observation and inference. Theology becomes science's rival, not its enemy. And this rational God grounds the city's laws. From this rational theology, Plato outlaws three specific heresies. Heresy 1, atheism. The gods don't exist. Plato's response is the argument from design. The penalty is surprisingly mild: sequestration, where council members reason patiently with the offender. Atheists may simply be confused. Heresy 2. Epicurean indifference. The gods exist, but they're aloof, unconcerned with human affairs. Plato's reply is sharp. Real gods aren't lazy or weary. A perfect mind doesn't ignore its creation. Suppress this view. Heresy 3, and the most striking, Cephalus's gods. The traditional Greek view that gods can be bribed through sacrifice. Bring a fat sheep, get forgiveness. Plato calls this heresy. A perfect being needs nothing, wants nothing, cannot be bought. This rejection is radical. Plato is condemning ordinary Greek piety as theologically incoherent. The second-best regime requires citizens who fear cosmic justice, not gods who can be negotiated with. If gods sanction the laws, who keeps the city aligned with the divine? Enter the Nocturnal Council. The composition is precise. The oldest, most senior magistrates of the city. 10 young men aged 30 to 40, handpicked, the Minister of Education. They meet 1 hour before sunrise, hence nocturnal. Their curriculum echoes the Republic's Guardian training: dialectic, mathematics, astronomy, ethics, and now theology. Dialectic means recent philosophical inquiries through question and answer. These men study the cosmic order so the city can mirror it. They are the guardians of guardianship, the institution that keeps the laws faithful to the logos. But this council is not philosopher-kings reborn. It's their dim echo. Compare carefully. In the Republic, gold-souled rulers ascend through dialectic to grasp the forms themselves: pure goodness, pure justice. They rule alone with absolute wisdom. The regime is utopian. In the laws, the council studies dialectic, but no longer clearly ascends to the forms. There is no single ruler. There are no gold souls. The council advises and preserves. It does not transcend. What survives is the spirit of philosophical guardianship. What's lost is the metaphysical summit. The forms have receded into shadow. This is why the regime is called second best. Plato died at 80 with the laws unfinished. His final vision was honest. The city cannot be perfect. Rulers cannot be wholly wise. But a community can train its young in reason, anchor its laws in cosmic order, punish to heal rather than to revenge, and gather its elders before dawn to keep watch over the logos. This microcosm of the cosmos, flawed, pragmatic, devout, is the best humans can manage. Not the philosopher's dream, the philosopher's hope, accommodated to earth.